Look at the stars, the stripes, the glory. Ladies and gentlemen, Episodic's first Scuf Infinity 4PS PS4 controller. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Episodic, and in this video, I'm going to be bringing you a review of my Scuf Infinity 4PS professional gaming controller. At the beginning of the video, I showed some highlights from my unboxing video that I made, and if you haven't seen that and you don't know the advantages of having a Scuf or what a Scuf is at all, then I'll leave an annotation on screen right now. So you can click that and go watch that video and then come back over here and tune in. If you haven't subscribed, I'll leave an annotation on screen right now as well for you to subscribe, and leave a like on the video if you enjoy this. Comment down below. I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the comments, the subscriptions. Welcome if you're new to the channel. There have been a few new subscribers, so I appreciate you guys tuning in and how you are supporting this channel. So the gameplay in the background that you're going to be watching during this review is obviously Black Ops 3, and in this gameplay you could definitely see some of the advantages of having a Scuf gaming controller when you are playing first-person shooters with movement systems like Black Ops 3. I believe in this gameplay I go 41-7, and honestly I survived some gunfights that I shouldn't survive, and quite frankly I only survived those gunfights because of the advantages of having the controller that I have. On screen right now, you're gonna see that controller in the box. It was pointed out to me by my wife that I actually didn't show the box in my unboxing video. And it's very important to actually see the box, because now you know that they didn't ship the controller in an empty box where the controller was just flopping around during shipment. There's a whole lot of quality that Scuf Gaming put into their product and put into the product that they built me, and I appreciate that. Okay, so to start, let's talk about the customization that I got on the controller. So I got the Scuf Infinity 4PS Patriot customization. My left thumbstick, my right thumbstick are both regular length, and they are concave. Now, I know that, at least I believe I put regular length thumbsticks, but unfortunately Scuf Gaming, after you order your controller, they don't send you an invoice with your customization. So I say that because my thumbsticks don't actually seem like they're regular length. They seem like they're a bit higher, which took extra getting used to when I got the controller, because my aim was completely screwed up because the thumbsticks are higher than the thumbsticks on the regular PS4 controller. I am completely happy though with my concave thumbsticks. They're very grippy, which I like. One thing that I'm happy about when it comes to the thumbsticks is the fact that I can just buy different ones and change them out. So I will definitely be experimenting with the thumbsticks. I haven't actually used electromagnetic remapping yet, so I haven't felt a use for it. I like the fact that X or jump in most first-person shooter games is going to be the left paddle, and since I play tactical in games like Call of Duty, then the right paddle is going to be for my melee or so I haven't actually used that yet. I'm just glad that I have the option to be able to remap those if necessary. Now the trigger stops, I like the fact that they're adjustable. I haven't adjusted them at all yet. I like how they are right now. I did take off those super long, like surfboard triggers, and just put the regular ones on. I used those long ones. Seriously, they're like if you're a pirate, like you can use those to have somebody like walk the plank. They're so long, and I just wasn't feeling them, so I took them off and I just put regular ones on, and I've been more than happy with having that trigger stop mechanism, because I do use L2 and R2 to shoot. So I haven't, I never switched over to R1 or L1, and I wasn't a PS3 gamer. I came over from Xbox, so I like the fact that I can just use the triggers on this controller to be able to shoot and have that advantage because I have the trigger stops. I do have the military grade Scuf grip, and honestly this stuff is amazing. Like my hands stay so gripped on the controller, and it feels great. Like when you put that controller in your hands and you have that grip on, it feels amazing, and it's pretty exciting. to have on the controller. I kept the rumbles in my controller, and the reason I did that is because in most games you can actually turn the rumble off, and I just want to have that experience because, you know, if I play like campaigns and stuff, I'm gonna want my controller to rumble just to have that immersive experience. When I play competitive, I'll make a video about my in-game settings and whatnot, but I do actually turn the rumble off, and the reason for that is because it gives you an advantage. It's just one less thing to have to distract you while you're in the game. So that's it for controller customization. With the build quality and everything of the controller, like I mentioned, like I'm super thrilled about. I think they did a great job of building the controller. It really feels solid in your hand when you're using it, and I have no regrets whatsoever. So at this point, if you're in this, you know, watching this video and you want to know if I'm gonna give a thumbs up for buying a Scuf Infinity 4PS controller, just a Scuf controller in general, I obviously do, and I'm obviously a big fan now of Scuf gaming controllers. And at this point, honestly, I don't see how I could go back to a regular controller. It's just so advantageous to have. So if you just are wondering, am I giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I'm definitely giving it 2 thumbs up. Let's jump straight into adapting. So learning to use the Scuf controller was a bit of a struggle. At times, I would do some weird aim down sight thing where I would just spaz out aiming down sight, jumping, because I wasn't used to using my middle finger for anything in first-person shooter games. Actually, when I started, I just had a difficult time, and I mean, it was kind of spastic, it was frustrating. I just felt like such a noob playing. I knew at times if I just go back to jumping with X, it'd be so much easier to win games and whatnot, but I just kind of stuck with it. I knew that it was going to be a learning curve, and so I actually didn't go back, and it took about a couple of days, maybe like 3 days or so, to adapt to using the left paddle on the back of the controller to jump. It was kind of funny though, and I can't even say that I don't do this now at times, but for some reason I think that if I use X to jump, it's going to be more silent than using the back paddle, and I think that's just something that will go away in time. So I find myself very, very rarely, and even more so now that I've had my hands on the controller for a while, actually using X to jump. So now let's talk about this little final segment, and that's going to be how the Scuf changes your in-game decisions. Because your vertical approach to the game increases, now you are really on a different dimension of gameplay when you have a Scuf. Before, yeah, you could jump, and maybe you were a bumper jumper or whatever, but nothing is going to be, you know, it's no Scuf or Scuf or no Scuf, and nothing's going to be as advantageous as having a Scuf controller. So it just really opens up, you know, possibilities. You start winning a lot more gun battles and getting out of situations that you thought, you know, maybe you couldn't get out of, or in the past you probably wouldn't have gotten out of. And this can actually be good or bad, because it actually leads to a feeling of invincibility. You actually feel like, man, I'm unstoppable, no one can stop me, I can just fly around the map all that I want, and nobody can do anything to harm me. And that can be kind of dangerous, because just because you can jump easier doesn't mean that you should always jump, doesn't mean that it's always going to be a good move to jump. Why? Because normally when you're in the air and you're jumping, people can kind of see your path and your trajectory, and they can see, okay, well, he's gonna land right there, and if he lands right there, then I can just shoot him. So I'm sure that's what people thought with me, as I was bunny hopping all over the place when I first got my Scuf. And it was a humbling experience, because it was like, man, this is actually, you know, this changes the way that I play the game and my approach to the game. And you also have to learn to aim in the air. You know, your sensitivity might change. Of course, that's going to be different, because not only can you aim, you know, going down, because when you're coming back to ground, you know, you could do that by pressing X, and then as you're coming back to ground, you can aim in and shoot, you know, without a Scuf Infinity, but you can actually aim in as you're going up with a Scuf Infinity controller. So your sensitivity might change, your game, you know, your decisions change. But I definitely noticed that I'm way more, just a way better player now, and even still like having to adapt to these changes. But I've just been able to drop a lot more relentless medals, and I've dropped like 1 or 2 brutal medals since I've had the controller, and the gameplays have just been extremely fun, and especially for this type of game where boots aren't really on the ground, you're kind of like bouncing off walls and stuff. So with that said, as you can see in this last final kill cam, it's pretty awesome because I definitely had the advantage of using the Scuf in this last kill of the game here and getting the kill cam, getting a nice little headshot, jump shot, bunny hop shot, whatever you want to call it. Basically, that dude got scuffed. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, you like this review, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I will definitely be posting like video of me actually holding the controller as I'm playing, so you guys can get like an idea of like what it looks like and see on screen like when I'm pressing the back paddle to jump and stuff like that, or if I use the right paddle to melee, which I haven't gotten used to yet, and I'm still gonna adapt. So ladies and gentlemen, my review of this Scuf, I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. The only thing that I think probably could be different, it's just the fact that on the invoice, please let me know the customization. That way I know that you know what I purchased in the customization. Other than that, I definitely recommend a Scuf Infinity 4PS controller for you PS4 gamers, or just a Scuf controller for Xbox, either one. Or if you're a PC gamer, even getting a Scuf for that, I definitely recommend it. It's a solid controller, definitely a great purchase. This is a hobby of mine that I put time and that I just have fun doing. So for me, it was just a good investment. It was just something fun to have, and I'm completely stoked about it. And honestly, like, I'm always wanting to play. I'm at work, I'm wanting to play. Sometimes I just want to have the Scuf controller in my hand just because it feels so awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you taking the time to listen and hear me out on my review of the Scuf Infinity 4PS controller. I hope you have a great day, and like, subscribe, comment down below, and watch more videos. I'm Episodic, and I'm out.